Hi everyone, this is Erica Alora from ericaalora.com, and this is a free clearing to help you release an ex. It could be someone in your romantic life, it could be an ex-friend, or anyone from your past. I was inspired to do this clearing because over this last eclipse, I had lots of dreams about past boyfriends. It was almost like every night I had a different dream about a different ex, and it was this interesting working through or completion energy with each person. And it really inspired me to do this clearing because we can hold things that are just unresolved in our being, and we really want you to be moving forward and feeling great and attracting in new loving connections or strengthening the relationship that you currently have. And the same thing goes for friendships. Sometimes we release people who are our friends who we find out just aren't really a good match or aren't really the right match for us. So anything that goes under that category for you, we're going to clear today. Now, what I want you to do during this session is, think of anyone that you would like to release. Anyone that may be lingering in your mind, anyone that when you think of the connection or the relationship, you have regret, you have resentment, you have frustration, you have anger, because what we want to do is call that up so that we can release it right now. So I'm going to invite you to relax your body for a moment, close your eyes, take a breath, and I'm going to do the same. So I would like to call upon and invoke or bring forth the very highest vibration of source energy, which is love, to step into this clearing. I'd like to ask that all of the beings who are working with us come forward with ease. We want to call in your guardian angels, your guides, the essence, the energy of your higher self to come through so that you can feel supported, you can feel loved, you can receive information, wisdom, light, understanding. And I just want to ask that I am neutral and clear on behalf of anyone listening, and so it is. So let's go ahead and connect my High Self Committee, the group of beings who are working with me, your High Self Committee group of beings who are working with you, and I want to know if I'm working with both, and I'm not. And so what that means is there are some programs or some energies, some energetic patterns that are called up on this subject that are creating a block for you to fully receive healing. So let's go ahead and move that out of the way first. So what I'm hearing is this is located in your energy field, so the auric field around you. What are we releasing from the energy field? Let's clear panic. Let's clear any panic in your heart chakra, in your chest, and any kind of paranoid beliefs, perceptions, judgments that if we bring up the memory or the energy of the individuals you want to release, that somehow that will call them in, and that's not the case. So let's clear any guilt, let's clear any abuse, and let's clear any helplessness. So let's just make sure that we have a bubble of love and light around you, all of the people, animals around you. Bubble of love and light around me, people and animals around me. Now, my high self listeners, high self or both, now both. Are there any other blocks here to receiving or benefiting from this session, the modality, or from me? No. So let's see how long it will take to apply the prep to work list to me, my high self, listeners, and their high self. Let's apply that now. And I want to know, what is the lowest level of consciousness for anyone on my high self committee, everyone who's working with me and my soul's consciousness or level of awareness. on behalf of anyone listening. Lowest level of consciousness for anyone in your high self committee and your soul's consciousness or level of awareness. Okay, so it's knocked down, which just means that there are some things that are being triggered that are bringing up, like I said before, programs that are blocking you from receiving. So let's see what's triggered or activated for you on this subject. And what I'm hearing is has to do with love. And so what's activated here regarding love, being in a romantic or loving relationship that is no longer working or in the past just did not work. It's a program of negativity on the subject of love, anger, loneliness, overwhelm, wanting to give up. Maybe love does not work out for me. Where else is this located? What's the actual program? I don't need to know. Where am I going? Let's go to the Savior path and clear all beliefs, perceptions, or judgments that love does not work out for you. Let's clear it through the level of consciousness called 7 words, the 4th Eden and the 7th Eden. Okay, good. Anything else that we need to know about that? So now, lowest level of consciousness for anybody on listeners, high self, committee. And now let's look at your soul's consciousness or level of awareness. Okay, good. Where's my ego, listeners? Ego, any other blocks to receiving? Any openings, holes, rips, tears, discarnates, separates, entities, attachments, any vortex or portal energies? How many souls in my body, souls connected, how many remaining, how many are left, how many are still there? How many souls connected to listener? How many are left, how many are remaining, and how many are still there? So let's look at what's activated for you about relationships where you did have to release the person, whether this was a romantic relationship or a friendship. What's going on? What's activated? There's an energy of hardship, and this is emotional and mental hardship. And this comes from struggling with yourself about whether to stay or whether to go. There's an energy here of anger, helplessness, persecution, panic, and energies of lethargy, exhaustion, fatigue, tiredness. So I want to know if we can release this. Let's go ahead and release this now. What else does releasing an ex bring up for anyone listening? Clear victimization. Let's clear violence. This could be physical violence, mental violence, emotional violence, energies of subservience, energies of panic, energies of loneliness. Let's release it. Where else is there an energy of blame? So having to make yourself or that other person wrong in order to justify leaving. It's an imprint of an energy of abuse of self and overwhelm. It comes from a past life. The energy is blame, blaming self or blaming the other. Let's clear rage. Now, what percentage is coming up here where there is an ancestral lineage carryover of frustration, panic, victimization, blame, guilt, helplessness from the past, ancestral lineage beliefs around relationship? 60% coming up right now. Programs related to slavery, feeling like a slave in a relationship. I'm also hearing feeling bullied or taken advantage of in a relationship, energies of persecution and overwhelm. Let's go ahead and release this. Let's release any belief or perception that you or your ancestors are holding that you have to go through a lot of suffering and struggling in a relationship in order to prove your love, in order to prove your loyalty, or in order to prove your devotion. Let's clear overwhelm around that and clear guilt. Now, what else do we need to release when it comes to releasing someone from the past, whether it's an ex or an ex-friend? So we have an abundance of hardship energies. What's the root of hardship? Let's clear self-punishment, clear etheric body out of balance, and any dysfunction of the mind. Where else is there hardship? Let's clear any kind of hardship through the level of consciousness called Ascended Master, and clear it through 6 infinite levels. Any other hardship. So there are some patterns or habits here of feeling helpless, feeling bullied, feeling overwhelmed in relationships. And I want to know what we need to do to heal the root of that. Hardship again, energies of self-sabotage, insecurity, and helplessness. So there's an association here with, if it's someone that I love, I have to let myself become subservient, serve that other person, sacrifice my needs, wants, desires, be overwhelmed. At the same time, there's something here about feeling the need to rescue the other. And this would be someone who has a lot of anger, who could be very bullying, who could be very narcissistic. And so let's ask for this pattern to be released from your being. Let's release any belief that you have to be a healer for the people in your life, that your relationships have to be imbalanced, and that you have to show up to be a nurse or a therapist for someone in your life that you are in relationship with. Let's release that. We want you to be able to support others as they support you, where there is a balance, where it's mutual. Anything else about that? Let's clear Godhead plans, clear the intention as growth, experience as the process, and any soul beliefs. Any other helplessness or overwhelm. So let's call up any kind of romantic ex from anyone's past. And I want to know what we need to release that will work for everyone listening. Let's go to 10B. Let's clear infinite levels before thought, etheric body out of balance, and self-punishment. Let's go ahead and clean up and clear, resolve any kinds of vows, contracts, oaths, agreements, or obligations you have with this person to keep playing out the same themes, patterns, or challenges. And let's go ahead and just let that go. Let's go ahead and complete and resolve this contract, release it, clear all of the suffering around it, all of the anxiety, all of the isolation, the abuse, the energy of guilt, the abuse of self, and any energies of paralysis. Any other blocks? To what degree can listener call in, carrying connections with others? There's a block. What's the block to calling in, to allowing in, to fully receiving, carrying connections with others? This program of abuse. Where does abuse come from? Genetic lineage program of abuse, both from mother and father's side. And there's a perception or a belief here that in my relationships I need to feel guilty. I need to have situations that create guilt because guilt is normal. And so there's an energy of abuse in the mix here. And so I want to know if we can go ahead and release it. Let's release it. Let's make it so that guilt and abuse and frustration, this loneliness within relationship, is no longer a part of the equation. And let's clear any energies of indecision. Where else is there a block to having loving, caring connections with others? Any blocks to patience with self when it comes to releasing individuals from the past? Yep, let's clear anxiety. And let's clear frustration and suffering, energies of resistance to releasing the past, and any energies of low self-esteem. Sometimes we want to hold on to memories, to hold on to experiences, because we want to hold on to the anger or the resentment, because it creates this wall. As long as I have this anger, as long as I have this resentment, I'll never let that person in. It's a fear if I'm at peace with this person, if I forgive myself, if I forgive them, somehow they're going to weasel back into my life. And so we want to let this go, because holding on to resentments and anger and frustration and unforgiveness, it takes up a lot of space in your being. It takes up a lot of energy. There's a lot of energy that goes into keeping that stuff alive. It drains your vitality, and it becomes a part of your point of attraction, attracting in more situations or more individuals that bring up that energy. And you don't want that. Nobody needs that. So let's let this go. Let's clear any confusion. Let's clear guilt. Let's clear energies of frustration. If we release the conflict, the rage, the anger, the energies of unforgiveness, and you can move into peace and love and confidence and optimism, receiving, self-preservation, you're going to raise your vibration, and you're going to call in individuals who are a match to that new vibration. And that does not include your ex or anyone like that person. So let's clear all blocks to wisdom and fun, blocks to freedom, clear blocks to comfort, and blocks to constructiveness. Any other blocks to letting that go, any other blocks to those positive expressions? Where else would anyone listening want to hold on to the sad story of their ex or their ex-friend, the outrageous story, the injustice, the outrageousness? No. So what else do we need to bring in? We want to clear around your throat chakra. We want you to be able to speak your truth, to be able to voice what you need, what you want, what you prefer in your current and future relationships, so that people have the opportunity to really know who you are. So let's do that. Let's look at your throat chakra. What are we clearing through the throat chakra? Let's clear all programs of insecurity, clear any energies of addiction to subservience, addiction to disappointment, any energies of victimization, and any energies of overwhelm. Let's just look at your throat chakra for a minute energetically. So if you imagine your throat chakra, if you feel into your throat chakra, so it is an energy center in the throat that represents your ability to speak your truth, your ability to have a voice, to express who you are. And I'm just going to do a scan of that area, and I'm going to ask Source to give me the image of what needs to be shifted. And it's just a block. So what I see is like a dark spot. And for each individual listening to this, it's a different size, but basically it's a dark spot. And if you imagine your own throat chakra, you might see something there. You might see something covering it. You might see, for some of you, you have a knife there. For some of you, I can see a rope burns, meaning times where you were hanged. Experiences that created a block for you to feel safe speaking your truth. And whatever it is that you've experienced in this lifetime is really a continuation of previous themes that you've played out in other lives and other dimensions and other points of consciousness. It's a continuation of the theme. So let's ask for your guides, your guardian angels, the beings who are working with you, to gently move into this area of your throat, around your throat, and gently release anything there that is blocking your ability to speak your truth. And let's go ahead and send this area of your body love, light, healing, energy, and vitality to have the strength to transform, the strength to heal, bringing in the understanding that it is safe for you to express how you feel. It's safe for you to communicate what you want. It's safe for you to communicate what you need. That the people who love you genuinely want to know these things. They genuinely want to know what's important to you. And I'm just going to ask if there's anything else I need to download to your throat chakra. Let's download confidence, courage, energies of purpose, creativity, desire, punctuality, prosperity, trust, receiving, and wholeness. And let's just ask for Source, for all the beings who are with you, to go ahead and integrate and balance your throat chakra in with all of the other energy centers in your body, in your being. And I want to know if there's anything else that we need to look at. And on the subject of friends, former friends, individuals, what I'm hearing is some of you have co-workers that you got really friendly with or thought you were going to be friends, and then the more you got to know them, you thought, it's not really a match. And you sort of had to create some space. And so what are we healing or releasing about that? Let's clear any helplessness in that situation, any energies of abuse, frustration, abandonment, rage, and any energies of rejection. Let's give everybody a boost. Is there anything else that I need to clear or download on this subject? Is there anything more to do? So let's download everyone with what it feels like and how to be surrounded by caring, loving, supportive connections. Relationships that really heal and uplift. Relationships that are fun, where there's laughter, where there's awareness, where there's involvement, happiness, harmony, love. Everyone has a healthy self-esteem, and when there's something going on, you feel supported. When you're going through a hard day, you have the support, you have the love, and you feel in balance when you are offering your support to others. You don't feel like it's all the energy going out and no energy coming in. There's an equal ebb and flow, a give and take to support both of you. And I just want to ask in closing, if anyone is running a belief or perception that they have a block to connecting to their partner, their soulmate, their life partner. And I'm getting a yes, and so I want to know what we need to clear about this. Let's clear all programs of abandonment, the belief that you've been abandoned by the divine, that you've been forsaken, that you've just been ignored, let go of, released to nothingness, forgotten about. Let's let that go. And let's bring your energy back into alignment and harmony with all that is. Bring your being back into alignment with the flow of life. To what degree has that been done? Where else does anyone believe at any level of their being that there's a block to being connected to a life partner, to a soulmate? And where else is there a belief that there's a block to having loving, supportive connections? No. Good. So let's give you a little spiritual kick, a little wrap in the head to integrate this, to release any resistance to allowing everything to integrate with ease. Let's clear spiritual blocks 1 through 6, odds and ends into infinity, and all issues. I want to go ahead and apply the mop-up list. I want to thank my high self, your higher self, all of the beings who are working with us, bringing forth light and eradicating darkness, limitation, and fear. And so it is. I hope that you really enjoyed this clearing. I hope it felt good when you listen to it. I hope you feel more clear, more open in your throat chakra. If you liked this clearing, please go ahead and subscribe and click the little bell so that you can receive an update when there is a new clearing released. Really, really enjoy sharing these with you. Thank you so much for listening and have a beautiful week. Bye for now.